Greetings, Plants vs. Zombies fanboys or whatever you wanna call yourselves. Today what I have for you is top 10 characters in Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, so let's get straight into this. In number 10 spot we have the Snapdragon. Snapdragon being one of the new characters in the game, but he's actually made it number 10 spot purely because his abilities just saved him. His primary weapon is Flame Blower, which does like 4 damage plus the fire damage, and when you zoom in you have another weapon, or should I say a secondary weapon, which throws some fireballs at you, and it does like 20 plus damage, which actually isn't that bad. It's just that overheats pretty fast. But his abilities, as I said, are pretty good. So first ability is Swoop Slam, fly up, then dash, and then crash down to deal damage on impact, which pretty much is pretty good ability by itself. It does a lot of damage and he can finish off opponents pretty easily. Then he has Blazing Trail, create a blazing ball of fire along a straight path, which is pretty good because usually zombie just walks straight into it and it does a lot of damage by itself. And the final ability is Blue Blazes, or should I say 75 damage, big up hitter. So yeah, Snapdragon is number 10. In number 9 spot we have 80s Action Hero, another new character from this game, and he's an attacker class. His primary weapon is Bow Blaster. He has 3 phases of shooting. First, the normal phase, which just shoots fast, doesn't do that much damage. Then the charge up first phase, which does like around 20 damage, and the charge up second phase, which does around 60 damage, which is absolutely incredible. And he can pretty much two-shot most of the plants. The only problem is the aiming part. He's a kind of a sniper class, so the aiming part needs to be perfect to actually kill him with normal weapon. But the one thing that saves him is his ability set, because his ability set is pretty good. First of all, we have Dynamite Dodge, evade in any direction while a dropped explosive covers your tracks, which does mean pretty much he moves for the other side, drops a bomb, he detonates, it does shit tons of damage, you're pretty safe. Then we have Can't Miss Lie, or Isle, I can't really know what the fuck that ability is. The only thing is I like this ability that much because pretty much shoots a couple of rockets, it tracks you, but it doesn't necessarily hit every single time. I'm not sure about that ability. It's not like the perfect ability, but it's alright if you can actually pull it off. And finally, the best ability of his is Rocket Ride, fly into the air and launch a large volley of explosive and missiles, which is absolutely amazing ability. The only downside of this ability is you're standing still, so plants can easily shoot you, but the damage of this thing is absolutely amazing, and that's why he's number 9. And number 8 spot we have Super Brains, another attacking class, and this is the first character that's been brought from Garden Warfare 2 to this game. He has an attacking class, primary weapon, heroic fists. He can do, he has a shield, which like uses to block damage. He can just punch you, or he can charge up and throw some sort of fist as a projectile, which does around 80 damage, which is absolutely amazing. Probably one of the best characters in the game, but I'm not really a big fan of Super Brains in general. So yeah, his ability sets are pretty much the same. Turbo Twister, you already know what the heck it does, just twist around, and it does actually a decent amount of damage. It's not that as it used to be in Garden Warfare 2. Then we have Super Ultra Ball, we already know what the heck that is, fire an explosive ball of energy, which pretty much means if you hit it, it's a pretty much guaranteed kill. And the new ability for Super Brain is Hyper Jump Thump. Jump into the air, then land with explosive energy, which does a decent amount of damage. So if you can land on it and on a plant, you're pretty much sorted. And number 7 spot we have the P-Sure, another attacking class, but this time from plants. Primary weapon, P cannon, the same as it used to be. Pretty much it deals a lot of damage, and what I've heard of that P-Sure now actually has some homing onto him, which is absolutely amazing. P-Sure is probably one of the better characters in the game. His ability set is pretty much the same. Chill Beam Bomb, we already know what the heck that is, unfortunately. Drops a beam bomb, explodes, decent amount of damage deal, kills pretty much everything in his path, same as always. Then we have P-Galling, we already know, sit on a P-Galling, standing still. That's the only way soldiers can actually kill you, and they do like 10 to 12 damage, depends of if you hit him on the head or the body. And we have the P-Soup, which is jump higher, fire faster, and move faster, hovering in air by holding a key. Depends what you're playing on, which practically means if you hold the key, you're gonna spin in the air, but you can still shoot, move faster, and jump, which is pretty much a hyper plus a super P jump, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, P shooter number 7. Number 6 spot we have the Imp, attacking class from zombies as well. Primary weapon, Imp blasters, does like 5 to 6 damage, shoots pretty fast, has decent amount of ammo, only 75 health though. That's always been a downside of the Imp. Ability wise, all the same. Gravity Grenade and Imkata are pretty much the same as it used to be. Gravity Grenade pretty much just stuns you in one place, and pretty much from there it's all she wrote for you. And Imcast is just now being a bit nerfed since Garden Warfare 2. It starts off by dealing 1 damage, then it's at the end does 3 damage, which is obviously better and can pretty much kill the Nightcap with ease. So yeah, and obviously we have the Mag who has his own abilities. Missile Madness, we already know, launch a large volley of explosive missiles, which is pretty tasty in this game as well. Then we have Bionic Bash, pretty much just stomps on him like in Garden Warfare 2. And then we have Explosive Escape, detonate Z-Mag to cause massive damage to nearby enemies, which means you detonate, you throw a grenade, drop them, and dead. Just simple as that. At number 5 spot we have Engineer, a support class. His primary weapon is Concrete Launcher. This character is actually so underrated. I do believe this character is actually one of the best characters in the game, purely because his ability sets are as amazing as it used to be. Pretty much only difference is the double time deploy speed boost pad because it's support class, so when he deploys it, all zombies who land on it gets a bit of a speed boost. You also have Heavy Helper, aka Big Ball Blasters, but this time you don't control them, you put them, you create a little circle around you, which does give you a speed boost while shooting, so you shoot faster, you deal the same damage, and it's pretty much it. And we have pretty much a Sonic Grenade. You deploy that, you have a ton of like little Sonic Grenades, and when you get close to it, you get pretty much Sonic Grenade and you get stunned, and Engineers can pretty much kill you instantly, which is a big fighter winners, and it also uses perfectly against chompers. So yeah, it does 27 damage. Yeah, this character is absolutely amazing. And number 4 we have the Electric Slide, a bit of a controversial one, as most people will say. He's obviously attack class. His primary weapon is Boogie Bolt, and he deals like 11 damage, 9 to 11 damage, which most people say that that's actually not good. But I really think that this guy is actually objective master. He's like pretty good to get in the objectives, either capture or defend. So I think that this character is actually really good, and personally my favorite. Ability wise, he has pretty decent ability. We have Funky Bouncer, push enemies away with the bouncy magnet, as I would say, get the fuck out of me. And that's a pretty nice ability, nothing special to it, it's just a pretty decent ability to escape if you're pretty low to not die. Then we have Out of Fight, transform into the pure energy to gain invincibility but disable a weapon. So pretty much electric ball, you're in some sort of electric ball like Scientist in Garden Warfare 2. You can't shoot obviously, but you can't get damaged as well, which is pretty nice outcome in the end. And the best ability of his is Disco Tornado, summon a small electric whirlwind and press Q for myself because I'm on PC to expand it into a damaging tornado, which pretty much is, if you get it, that tornado, it deals 3 damage until you detonate. It deals like insanity amount of damage, and it pretty much can kill anything. So yeah. Number 3 spot we have the Acorn. He's a defensive class. I don't see him as a defensive class, I see him in full of offensive class. His primary weapon is Shell Shot. He has 2 phases. The small phase, he has 75 health, he can shoot fast. He shoots fast and 5 to 6 damage, I believe. He has a Sap Trap ability, launches a sticky knockback explosive, and you obviously have to detonate it. It deals like small amount of damage, but it's a good damage. Then we have Acorn Dash, quickly spin in the direction you're moving, so pretty much his get off ability, get the fuck out of the enemies, all that stuff. And the game changer card for him is Invoke Oak. Transform into an oak, joinable by up to 3 additional acorns, which have next up abilities. Oak has a Super Sap Trap, which is pretty much like Acorn's ability. Launch a massive sticky no-bag explosive and press the key to detonate it, which is this like 150 damage, which is absolutely amazing. And then we got the roll for damage. which pretty much gives you like a log from Clash Royale if you played it before. Pretty much roll a giant damaging log towards opponents. It deals a massive damage. We also have a 3 jacked, which means that you can just jack the fuck out. It doesn't do any damage, but you can just transfer to Acorn, and you pretty much have another oak with you immediately. It doesn't take any time to refresh, which is absolutely amazing. And one other thing, if you join the oak, you can heal him to get more health and get less damaged, which is another pretty good ability for oak. And number 2 spot we have Space Cadet. Space Cadet probably my favorite zombie. He's a defensive class. He has a primary weapon of Cosmo Shot. That's actually a homing thing like the Rose, which is absolutely amazing. Does like 5 to 6 damage, depends body or head, which is absolutely amazing. He has obviously abilities, Gravity Smash, Fly Up, then Crash Down to cause damage on impact. This ability is not really that good because it's lagging for some reason, I have no idea why. He has some sort of glitch into it. Then we have Bing Bang Beam for a damaging precision laser after a short charge up. Pretty much you have to just, I would suggest to use this ability on standing plants, for example Big Alec, because it does 80 damage, so if you can't hit it, you're pretty much sorted. And then the game changer, we have the Station. Station pretty much is like Acorn sort of ability, like Oak. We have you can add up to 3 Space Cadets on that and form a massive indestructible, I say, machine. His abilities are Space Force, increase the rate of fire, and ability refreshes to entire space station crew, which allows you to actually, for the other players, to shoot faster and to deal more damage, and the ability to reset faster. Then we have Creator Maker, which is probably one of the best abilities in the game. Fly up and destroy enemies below with a massive laser who does a massive damage. Anything nearby will die pretty much. You have also Escape Pod, which just transforms you back into Space Cadet. And if you actually join the Space Cadet, you have another 3 abilities. Asteroid Shield, which pretty much you spawn the shield and you have some sort of health bar for the shield to protect the ship or whatever the fuck it's called, I have no idea. You have a hands-on torpedo, pilot a remote controlled torpedo, which is a rocket, you control it, deals a decent amount of damage. Pretty sick. I like Space Cadet a lot. Do we need to introduce the number 1 character? Is that even necessary? Nightcap, number 1 character, is just too OP in general, and his attacking class, primary weapon, Spore Strike, it just deals 13 damage, which is absolutely insanity. And I don't like this character. This character can fuck off because this character is actually too OP. His abilities has casting shadows, hide allies, and restrict enemy movement in the shadow dome, which means you pull out like a gravity grenade sort of. You can hide into it, or if you actually hit it on a zombie, it moves slower and you can just kill him with ease. Then we have Shadow Sneak, which is, I would like to call a get the fuck out of here ability, because you just disappear and move swiftly and you move pretty fast. Also, this character can double jump, so that's just insanity. And the best ability for all plants is Fang Fu. If you're nearby it, you're dead 100%. And yeah, it does a massive damage, and that's why he's number 1 character. I've been now talking for 20 minutes and I don't want to talk anymore, so yeah, that's been the top 10 characters. If you did enjoy, leave a like and consider subscribe, because we're really close to 100 subs. And let me know in the comments what your top 10 characters are. Let me know if I should have changed something, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.